Hi, my name is Keith and I'm known as the Florida Stone Man, and today I'm going to make you a video on happiness and how you can be happy and how you can feel happy with a bunch of random crystals. I don't know what kind of structure is this crystal video because I am trying new things. So basically we have a new handheld version. It's a lot more personal. I get to move around and people don't get to interrupt my videos, and I get to kind of show you my environment and where I'm at. And I don't know why there's a speed sign in the water for boats who normally speed around here. Maybe that should be up versus down in the water, but regardless, we're talking about happiness crystals. I'm gonna say a bunch of random crystals in this video. I probably won't recap it, so you'll have to go back and watch it, but the first crystal ever for happiness is citrine. It's literally known as the happiness stone. And I'm kind of feeling up my crystals because I'm gonna teach some crystals that I'm wearing myself, because I wear all these crystals myself and I'm happy all the time. I'm excited. Occasionally, all of us have a little kind of whoop, but we always go straight back up. And that's the thing about being happy. And I made a video on how to let no one or nothing bother you. But you have to come up with mechanisms and walls and things to put around yourself so that anytime you're having a down day, you know how to get right back up, because that's very important. The faster you're able to get back up from when you feel down, is a stronger person you'll be and become as just a spiritual person. So the first crystal I'm going to talk more about is citrine. What I found about citrine is actually nothing what really resonates with online. Yeah, citrine's good for money, it's good for abundance, it's good for bringing in opportunities, but people don't even know why. It's because it resonates with the solar plexus chakra. This chakra, and I'm actually wearing all my belts under my clothes, this chakra embodies your feelings. If you ever pay attention to what actually manifests, it's what you feel. That's what gets sent off into the higher dimensions. So, just almost watched an accident. People need black tourmaline for that. I'll make a video on that in the future, but citrine helps you feel very, 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 very happy. It makes you feel very refreshed. It makes you feel very good. It's literally like citron, like lemon. When you smell lemon and a lot of you do like lemon. For the people who hate lemon, you'll have to work with it more because that means happiness blockages. Just a little heads up. Use citrine. Put it all over your solar plexus chakra, but it's not just a solar plexus chakra crystal. It's literally a crystal that helps you open your higher crown chakras. What does this mean? So, citrine, you can just think of as yellow quartz. That's easier for you to remember. Just the yellow stone, whatever. What you do with the citrine is, I highly suggest wearing it as a necklace because it's closer to your crown chakra. It embodies the golden ray. So if you ever pay attention to people online, or people when they talk about crystals, or when people talk about meditation, they say visualize, let me put the sun in the background as an example, visualize a golden white light above your head, and it's pouring in warm happiness and good energy into your soul, and you feel happy, and you feel excited, and you feel enthusiastic, and you feel in this golden ray pour down from your crown chakra to your feet, and then back to your feet to your crown. This golden ray is warm and it's full of life and it feels good. You've heard those meditations, right? Ask yourself, what's citrine? It's literally the golden ray. It's pretty cool. Not many people know this, but it's literally the golden ray. So if you have trouble with being happy due to you not feeling the golden ray, you're not feeling just that pure ray of sunshine coming from heaven, work with citrine and you're gonna feel absolutely wonderful and amazing. So when you work with citrine, you're gonna feel happy all the time. Let's get to the next crystal. It's literally called, and there's boats behind me, they're happy too. Maybe the crystals are rubbing off on them too. Someone's singing in the background. But sunstone is wonderful for happiness, especially when you wear it directly in the sunlight. So when you wear sunstone, your happiness is amplified times like 100,000. Yeah, 100,000. So when you're in the sunlight and you're wearing like the flashy sunstone, it doesn't have to be flashy, but there's different grades of sunstone. You're gonna feel like, woo, I feel good, and I don't know why. The one thing that's really cool about sunstone is that it could take the worst, most depressed, saddest, moodiest person, and it can give them a beam of sunlight, just hope into their life. It'll give them, they don't even know why, but they'll just feel like, you know what, maybe there is something good out there. And there's always something good out there, and life is good and it's worth living. And for even the worst and the saddest person, sunstone's the best crystal for them. Now for the next crystal, I'm going to get into some different crystals. Let's talk about amethyst. Is a very good crystal and I'm going to tie these together as well. Amethyst is very good for happiness because it protects your mind, helps you feel nice and sober mentally. And what does sober mean? Does it mean you're not drinking? No, it means that you're clear of thought. So I'm actually wearing a bunch of amethyst as well. This necklaces are very good because I can show you guys the back of my neck. So they actually, if you ever see the back of my neck, it's thick in crystals, and there's extra crystals back there that no one knows about. But one thing about amethyst is it makes sure that you're feeling calm, sober in thought. A lot of people who will wear amethyst says, I don't really feel it, or I don't feel it anymore. It's because it's doing its job and it's not an overwhelming mode. If your amethyst is burning you, then there's accidents almost everywhere here today. I mean, at least other people are feeling happiness, but amethyst helps you feel very sober in thought. Like the guy, ooh, there's a sun. Like the guy behind me just yelled, yippee! It's good to be happy. So if you want to feel more happy, wear amethyst, and it's going to make you feel like you have a crown over your head, and it's going to help you feel very, very good. Now, let's talk about this. Ametrine, ametrine, or however people call it or say it. It's basically amethyst with citrine. Let's see if I can show you this. Oh, there we go. It's basically amethyst and citrine have made a new element. It's not just amethyst, it's not just citrine. It actually, it's its own crystal on its own because it comes up with just a different kind of energy. And that crystal energy is very specific in that when people throw bad moods or bad attitudes or negative energy at you, something about ametrine, there we go, I said it right. Ametrine, something about ametrine literally takes their energy, it snaps it in half, it breaks it. It doesn't send it back like other crystals, but then it just pulls what's good out of that situation to you, and somehow it makes you feel happy even if people are being negative with you. For example, if someone's yelling and screaming at you, instead of you getting upset, for some reason, you'll just start finding it comical or humorous, and then you'll just kind of sympathize with the person. Another crystal for happiness. Ametrine. Now I'm going to start going down the list soon. Rose quartz is good for happiness because most people are not happy because they have a love blockage, heart chakra blockage, just any kind of... The heart chakra is the highest frequency putting off chakra. We even see that in the medical field. They talk about that as well with an EKG. And the heart puts off the highest frequency of the whole body. You're like, oh, what's the most important chakra? Well, they're all important, but the heart chakra puts off a very, very high frequency. Now, you have to nourish that, and rose quartz is a very soft nourisher. So another crystal for happiness. Let's get into another pink crystal. I'm going to name a few more pink crystals because these are very good for happiness. Morganite's really good for happiness because if you don't know why you're not happy and you're just unhappy all the time and you can't confront it, there's a high chance that you have a victim mentality. And I'm not saying that to hurt you or saying that to upset you. I remember a very, very long time ago, I was facing certain problems, and I pulled, because I was using a Kabbalistic divination method, and it basically said that the way you feel about certain, like, it just, when I was reading the Kabbalistic angelic cards, I was like, I kind of got mad at them a while ago, very long time ago, and my angel said for me to work with Morganite, and I'm like, what does that do? And I looked it up, and it's basically like, it's the end of self-pity, it's the end of like, okay, so we're all guilty of this, we're humans, and we don't actually, none of us really have friends like that to intricately tell us, hey, the reason you're unhappy is because you look at certain situations even though it's outside yourself and you don't take accountability for itself. So instead of feeling mad about something that you internalized in your thought processes, it's not making you happy, and now you're going to be happy just because that's subconsciously removed. Now you don't have to do that all by yourself in shadow work or journaling, because Morganite will help do that for you. So Morganite's a very good crystal when it comes to happiness because it's very specific. It's like, think of Morganite as pink aquamarine. Aquamarine's a good happiness crystal as well. I'm not going to get too deep into that because it's just good for happiness in general. Morganite helps you stop being your own worst enemy when it comes to not being happy, because if you feel like you're in a mood, or if you feel like you're not happy, or if you don't feel good in general out of nowhere, you're most likely your own biggest enemy. We're all our own biggest enemy anyway. You can point fingers, but we're the only person who wakes up out of bed for us every single day. So Morganite helps correct just unhappiness on a very, very, very intricate subconscious level. Ooh, that was very deep, right? Now back to other happiness crystals. Clear quartz is good for happiness because it clears blockages that are relating to happiness. Blue chalcedony is very good for happiness because it helps you communicate more fluidly. Sometimes some of you are not happy on a throat chakra level because you're not communicating your feelings and you don't feel right and you don't really know what to say, and that gets stuck inside and it tortures you from the inside. So that really does help. Some of you have gotten brutally killed in a past life by someone who was really close to you, and And this is more common than you would think. You either got backstabbed in a past life, so you feel like everyone is your worst enemy, and you don't really trust people, you're not really happy around people in general because someone did something wrong with you in a past life. It somehow lingered on a subconscious level. You never healed past it because you don't even know in a past life you got killed because of that. It's not even worth really investigating too deep into the past life. It doesn't really matter, because if you find out things from the past life that you're not really supposed to find out, it interferes with this life, which is why most past life readers are actually incorrect. It's because they're telling you a whole bunch of stories, but in actuality, if they told you what really happened, it would mess with the present. So, and I made an entire video about that before. It's not even worth looking too deeply in past lives, because this life is the one that matters, because we're making the most change in this life. Just know that if you work with a crystal such as Rhodonite and you feel much better, it's probably because you've had some kind of past life blockage relating to a lover, a family member backstabbing you, a best friend backstabbing you, etc. And you just feel complete relief out of nowhere. And you feel super happy after that. Rhodochrosite, if I'm even saying that crystal right, is a really good crystal for feeling happy as well, because it makes you feel really good, because it helps your feminine part of your heart chakra evolve. It's kind of like malachite, and you can work with that crystal with malachite to feel more happy. When you work with malachite, you're gonna feel not happy at first, and then you're gonna feel happy because it rips the blockages out, as long as you use it correctly. Now, the last crystal for happiness, and this really sucks because this crystal is very, very brutal when it comes to it. You're gonna yell and scream and cry for a few days when you wear it, but after you do it, you're gonna be much happier because a bunch of stuff got released. But obsidian, why is obsidian good for happiness? It's not. And keep in mind, this is not instantly good for happiness. It's just a crystal that's really good for happiness, on the fact that if you have such a deep root chakra pain embedded in your aura, in your energy field, in your etheric body, when you work with the obsidian, it gets released. You know that you had that trauma, because when you work with the obsidian, you start yelling, screaming, cussing, cursing, breaking things, etc. It's okay when you ring obsidian, just don't be around people. I recommend people get an obsidian necklace from me to go to the beach if I feel like they have some deep embedded past life pains. Now, these are the best crystals for happiness. It's pretty easy. Keep in mind, the crystals are not an all, do all, fix all. They're gonna help you find the happiness from within, but you have to help find it yourself. You can't put on a citrine crystal and be like, okay, citrine's for happiness. The world is gonna burn. You can't, no. The world is ending. Well, technically yes, but we're not focused on that. We're focused on something good. So if you see a cloud over there, look, it's cloudy over there, right? And it's sunny over there. Look at the sun, because if you want a sunny day, you're gonna focus on sunlight, and you're gonna have more sunlight. If you focus on something that's bad, it's gonna grow. If you focus on something good, it's gonna grow. So you have the crystals for happiness now. If you have any questions, ask them in the comment section. Until then, I'll see you guys next time. Ciao!